Okay, today's inspection is what's called a draw inspection, or sometimes it's called a title inspection or a title company inspection. The idea here is that when a developer or someone that owns a piece of real estate does work on the property and they get financing from the bank, there's usually what's called and set up draws. And those draws are based upon the amount of work that has been completed within that draw schedule or timeline. And then the developer or the property owner will get a check from the bank based on the work that's supposed to have been done, and we have to document that before the check is released. So this is a pretty simple inspection. It usually takes between 5 to 10 minutes. It entails basically taking a look at what is supposed to have been done. You document that. It's usually, again, check off, question and answer, document with some photographs. And in this case, the developer's not here, but he gave me permission to come up, so I'll show you. In this case, what they're looking for is that there's supposed to be a specific number of items done, what's called rough framing. And rough framing is basically open studs. This is what's called rough framing. All right. Rough electrical means that the wiring has been started and put in, or has been put in. All right. They're supposed to have been doing a new wood ceiling in here, which has been done. And also drywall work. So they put a new drywall ceiling in, they did some drywall work back there. They also were supposed to have done the demolition, which has been completed. And they were supposed to be starting to do insulation work, which I see over here. They've already started putting insulation in the floor. And it looks like they've insulated the ceiling in some areas. And then what we need to do is make sure that the electrical control panel box, which is right here, has been installed. And that's pretty much what it is. So as I've been talking, now I'll start taking a few pictures. Okay. And I'll take a picture of this drywall. Take a picture of the wood ceiling. Rough electrical, rough framing. This is about a 1,500 square foot unit, and this is the first phase that someone would go through. They've done the demolition, and they have to do the rough framing. Electric has to be put in. Next phase will be probably plumbing and a few other items. And so now what I'll do is, on the report again, it's very short. It asks me specifically, look for new wood ceiling in living room or kitchen area. That's what this is. Has it been completed? The answer is yes. Has rough framing been completed? The answer is yes. Drywall been put in. As far as I can tell, just by looking around, there's a couple areas where the drywall hasn't been done, but the majority of it's been completed. So maybe there's an issue, they have to have another piece of electrical wiring put in or something, but it's still pretty much completed. So I'm going to check that off. Insulating has been done. Electrical panel's been put in. And that's about it. On this particular draw or title inspection, those were the items that were requested. What this does now is I'll send this report back to the bank via my field inspection company that sent me the report. It'll be sent to them, and then that'll release the funds back to the developer or the property owner that owns this particular unit. And that's really all that's required for a draw or a title inspection. This is a fairly easy one. Some of them are a little bit more complicated. You may have to meet with the folks that did the actual work, the construction and the property owner at the same time. There may be an issue or two that needs to be discussed. Because we're talking about the person being able to get the funds released from the bank so he can then compensate his construction contractor that's been doing the work. So they may be a little bit more involved, but normally they take 5 to 10 minutes. Usually you take between 5 to 15, maybe 20 pictures at the very most, depending on how big of a project it is. You're pretty much in and out. You document, again, through a form that they provide you. You take this form and the pictures, you download it via email to your field inspection company, and they send it on to the company, I should say the bank that requested the inspection. So that is a draw inspection type of field inspection. That's part of the training course that I put together.